Do you believe that dreams can kill you? I used to laugh at that. Question. Fame was supposed to be the dream of every model. The lights, the cameras, the applause. It was everything I thought I wanted. I thought if I could just be perfect. Perfect skin, perfect body, perfect smile, then the whole world would finally see me, love me enough.
The end never let me go, but let me warn you, perfection comes with a price. And the price I paid, it nearly destroyed me. My name is Aria, and this is the story of how my deadly obsession with fame dragged me into a world I never thought existed. I will tell you everything, every glittering photo shoot, every painful secret, every night I stared at the mirror until I didn't even recognize myself anymore.
If you think fame is glamorous, keep watching. By the end, you may never look at it the same way again. I grew up in a small town where nothing much happened. My classmates wanted to be teachers, bankers, or nurses. But me? I wanted more. I wanted the world to know my name. When I was 16, I saw my first fashion magazine. The woman on the cover looked like a goddess, flawless, confident, powerful. I remember whispering to myself, that will be me one day. From then on, mirrors became my best friend and my worst enemy. I practiced my walk in the hallway, starved myself on apple slices, and prayed that one day an agency would discover me. And then it happened. A talent scout came to a local event and noticed me. He handed me a glossy card with golden letters, Elite Faces Agency. My heart nearly jumped out of my chest. This was it, the beginning of my dream. But what I didn't know then was that dreams can be traps, and the brighter the light, the darker the shadow it hides. At 18, I moved to the city. The air smelled like ambition, thick with perfume, sweat, and desperation. I was just another girl trying to be someone. My first photo shoot was magical. The flashbulbs popped like fireworks, the stylist brushed powder on my cheeks, and the photographer kept shouting, yes. Beautiful. Perfect. For the first time, I felt alive. Like the world had finally seen me. But that taste of fame was like sugar, it melted too quickly. After the shoot ended, no one cared who I was. No one asked how I felt. I was just another pretty face. That's when the obsession began. I needed more. More attention, more applause, more perfection. And to get it, I was willing to risk everything. It started small. Lose 5 more pounds, the agency director said casually, like he was asking me to change my nail polish. 5 pounds. That's nothing, right? So I skipped meals. I drank black coffee until my hands shook. I smiled through the dizziness at shoots. And when people praised me for being so disciplined, I wore that hunger like a crown. But late at night, alone in my apartment, my stomach screamed. My bones ached. My reflection began to blur. And yet, I couldn't stop. Because every time the cameras flashed, I felt powerful. Every like, every comment online whispered the same poison in my ear, keep going, Aria. Don't stop. They love you now. But they didn't love me. They loved an image. And I was slowly killing myself to keep it alive. My big break came at a runway show in Milan. I was 19. Backstage, the other girls looked like statues, perfect, untouchable. I wanted to be just like them. But then I saw something that shook me. One model fainted right before the show. Her body just collapsed. They carried her off, whispering that she'd be fine. 10 minutes later, another girl ran to the bathroom, crying, her makeup smeared. I should have been scared. I should have run. But instead, I thought, good. One less girl to compete with. That's when I knew I was changing. Fame was rotting me from the inside, and I didn't even care. Every day became a performance. At photo shoots, I smiled. On Instagram, I glowed. In reality, I was falling apart. I hid bruises on my body with makeup. I hid the panic attacks with pills. I hid the loneliness with fake friends who only wanted my spotlight. One night, after a show, I stared at myself in the hotel mirror. My skin was pale, my ribs visible, my eyes hollow. But do you know what scared me most? I couldn't tell if I was beautiful anymore. Or hideous. The mirror lied, and I believed it. That was the night I whispered to myself, if I'm not perfect, I don't deserve to exist. The industry kept pulling me deeper. Parties that lasted until sunrise. Contracts that demanded silence about what really happened behind closed doors. Whispers that girls who refused to play the game vanished from campaigns overnight. I saw too much. And I stayed quiet. Because I wanted the fame more than I wanted the truth. But secrets are heavy. And mine began to crush me. I started hearing things. At first, just whispers, like voices calling my name in the dark. Then shadows moving when no one was there. Sleep slipped away. My mind was spinning, cracking. And still, I smiled for the cameras. It happened during a campaign shoot. I was standing under blinding lights, wearing a designer gown worth more than my entire life back home. The photographer kept shouting, more energy. More life. More perfection. I gave everything. Smiled until my cheeks burned. Posed until my spine screamed. And then, blackness. I woke up in a hospital bed, tubes in my arm. The doctor said I had collapsed from exhaustion. My agency called it a minor health issue. Online, fans said, she's so dedicated. Such a professional. They didn't know the truth. No one did. When I got out of the hospital, I thought maybe my agency would care. Maybe someone would finally say, Aria, you need rest. Instead, they handed me a contract. New campaign. Bigger than anything you've done before. Sign here. I hesitated. My hands trembled. But then I saw the headline on the draft press release. The face of the future. How could I say no? But that night, as I scrolled through my phone, I found something that shattered me. My so-called best friend, another model I trusted, had leaked my hospital photos online. Caption, not everyone can handle the pressure of this industry. Hundreds of comments poured in. Some pitied me. Some mocked me. But the one that stuck burned into my brain, she's weak. She'll never make it. Weak. That word cut deeper than any knife. And so, I pushed harder. Sleep abandoned me. Night after night, I lay awake, staring at the ceiling, replaying every cruel comment. Then the visions began. At first, it was just my reflection moving when I didn't. A tilt of the head. A smile that lingered too long. Then whispers from the dark corners of my apartment. Not enough, Aria. Not perfect. Try harder. One night, I woke up to find myself standing in front of the mirror, whispering back to my reflection. My lips moved, but the voice wasn't mine. I should have run. Called someone. But instead, I stared at that ghostly version of me and thought, maybe she's right. Maybe I'm not enough. Paris. The biggest runway of my life. Cameras. Celebrities. Millions watching. Backstage, I painted on my mask, flawless makeup, fake smile, body screaming in silence. As I walked onto the runway, the lights blinded me. The music pounded like a heartbeat. For a moment, I felt it again, the rush, the power. But halfway down the catwalk, something snapped. I saw faces in the crowd melting, twisting. Their cheers turned to whispers. The floor stretched like liquid beneath my heels. And then, darkness again. When I woke, the headlines weren't kind this time. Aria falls apart on stage. Beauty queen or broken doll? The world laughed. The agencies moved on. I was no longer the face of the future. I was yesterday's joke. After that, the calls stopped. The photo shoots vanished. My so-called friends disappeared. I was alone in my apartment, curtains drawn, mirrors covered. My phone buzzed only with cruel comments. Where is she now? Guess fame was too much for her. I had everything I thought I wanted. And now, I had nothing. But here's the truth, losing the fame wasn't the scariest part. The scariest part was realizing I had lost myself long before. One night, as I sat in the dark, scrolling through old photos, I realized something. That girl, the one in the magazines, the billboards, the perfect Instagram posts, she wasn't real. She was a mask. A ghost. And I had killed the real me to keep her alive. So I made a choice. I walked away. From the cameras. From the agencies. From the lie. Now, I tell my story. Not to gain followers or fame, but to warn you. Fame isn't free. Perfection isn't real. And the price you pay for chasing them may be your very soul. If you've stayed with me until the end, remember this, don't lose yourself for the world's applause. It's never worth it. And if you found this story powerful, hit that subscribe button and turn on the bell, because I have more stories that reveal the hidden truths behind the glittering curtain of fame. Stay curious. Stay human. And never, ever let obsession own you.